Yo, what's going on guys? It's Bertrude, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an awesome day. So a few days ago I put a poll out on my channel asking which build you guys wanted to see featured in the next video. Out of the few options that I put down, the War Goblin came out on top by a fair way. So here he is, you wanted him, you got him. This is quite a simple low level build, but what it lacks in complexity it makes up for in raw aggression. It's a really fun one, and though it's quite simple, it's quite strong as well. This is the War Goblin. The War Goblin's a level 30 build, really simple stuff. We've got 30 vigour and 25 strength. That's it, we're just a strength build at level 30. Nothing crazy going on there. In our flask we're using the Green Burst Crystal tier to give our stamina recovery speed a boost, which is really noticeable, and we're also using the Opaline Hard tier for some extra damage negation. We've got some useful talismans on the build, including the Raw Medallion and the Shard of Alexander, which both contribute to boosting our Ashes of War and our weapons. And speaking of our weapons, we've got two main ones to choose from on the build. The first one being the large club. The Ash of War in this is Troll's Roar. I love this Ash of War, it's got some really good crowd control properties and the follow-up smash does some good damage when you're able to land it. Secondly, we've got the standard club, and the Ash of War in this one is the Beast Roar. It does a lot less damage, but it's really good at long range harassment. In our offhand we'll always be carrying the Highland axe, which is really good for weapon attack mix-ups, and it also gives our raw abilities a boost. The Ash of War in this one is a Flaming Strike, and that does a lot of damage when you land it. Then finally, in our second weapon slot we'll have the Starfist. These are equipped with the Ash of War Endure. These can be really handy when I'm fighting over level summons who have got a lot of health. We can get that blood proc and it does a lot of damage when that hits. And that's it guys, as I said it's a really simple build, but this build is all about just getting in the face and being aggressive. Anyway guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content, but besides that it's time for you lot to get your feet up, relax and enjoy the video. As I mentioned in the intro, Troll's Roar is honestly one of my favourite Ashes of War. It has got really good crowd control abilities, as you saw when that first summoner went flying off the edge when we used it. It pushes players back and knocks them down, and it does have that follow-up smash, which can be quite difficult to use because if they roll away they can easily avoid it, but you will see me land it, and when it does land it does some big damage. We did manage to land the follow-up smash there on the Troll's Roar, and this guy was really lucky to escape with his life on that occasion. As you can see, he's just a smidge of health left after that. He was really lucky not to die. This is the first invasion of the video where we're using the standard club rather than the large club. Obviously there's some clear differences between the two. This is a much smaller weapon, but because of that it's a lot faster. When you pair it with the Highland axe we can mix in some really good combos and get a few attacks off in a short amount of time. We're using the Beast Roar Ash of War in this one, and as I mentioned earlier it doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage when compared to the Troll's Roar Ash of War, but what it is really good at is long range harassment. The Troll's Roar is good at close range crowd control, where the Beast Roar is good at long range crowd control. This was a really good invasion. I was super pleased with this one. I invaded this party of 3, and this is one of those invasions where it lasted for quite a while. I think altogether it lasted about 9 or 10 minutes. I mean, obviously I've edited it down for the video, but there was a lot of running, a lot of fighting. I invaded them and they took off running straight away. I chased them down, we had a little fight, and then they regrouped and took off running again. It was one of those invasions, like I said, that lasted a while, and I kind of whittled them down bit by bit, slowly took the advantage, and you'll see, you know, how it all plays out. But really good invasion, really pleased with this one. At this point in the invasion, I knew that it was a guy with the double scythes who was causing me the biggest problem. The jump and attack with the double scythes is no joke, and while I was dealing with the other 2, every time he hit me with those scythes, he'd do a lot of damage. So I knew that he was my priority. If I could take him out, the invasion from there would be plain sailing. This was a real pivotal point in the invasion. I get some good damage down with the Starfist on the double scythe guy. If I'm going to take him out, this is my chance. I've just got to avoid the attacks from the other 2, and there we go, we managed to take him out. So that's one less summon to worry about. I don't have to worry about those double scythe jumping attacks. I can just focus in now and get this invasion done. The start of this invasion highlights how good Beast Roar can be when it comes to long range harassment. We invade this duo and the host is a typical mage who straight away starts spamming his little blue laser beams at us. He's just firing them off for fun, but with an Ash of War like Beast Roar we can just get a bit of distance and fire it right back at him. It's got some good range on it, so we can stand back, give ourselves a bit of space and still do some damage from long range. I must admit, at this point I did get a little bit tunnel visioned on the summon. I eat a few shots from the horse as I'm trying to kill him. I got him to low health and I thought that was my chance to take him out. But it's all good. I managed to get outside onto the balcony, give myself a bit of space and get healed up, and the fight goes on. I just want to take a minute to talk about the Highland axe when it comes to this build. Having it equipped in our offhand at all times is very beneficial because it boosts the raw abilities of our Ashes of War in Trolls War and Beast War, so for that matter alone it's very good to have on the build. However, it's not the only reason I use it on the build. I like having it in my offhand because I really like doing weapon mix-ups with the main weapon in my right hand and the Highland axe in our offhand. As you can see from this invasion, I use this method quite a lot and it catches our opponents out more times than you might think. Honestly guys, if you've never tried using an axe, the Highland axe or any other axe in your offhand, I highly recommend giving it a go. It's a really fun playstyle and like I said, it catches your opponents off guard quite a lot of the time. You may have noticed so far throughout this video that this character utilises the fire greases for his weapons. I just think that aesthetically it really suits the build, it suits the theme of the War Goblin. He was born to war, he was born in fire, so he's more than capable of wielding fire on his weapons. And besides that, it's a really good way to buff ourselves and provide ourselves with a little bit more damage. And with the kill on that host, you can see just how good the Ash of War Endure is on the Starfist. It allows us to push through incoming attacks and get a flurry of attacks off of our own, which can often be enough to give us a blood loss proc, doing some big damage, often getting us the kill. I clearly need to work on my backstab timings against the Blasphemous Blade. I just had 2 failed attempts against this summon using it, and to be honest, I don't think it's the last time I mess up a backstab against him in this invasion. He's trying to lead me on a merry dance, so he runs off down the hill trying to draw me away from the host. So I flip it on its head, turn around, and I go on a little chase of my own against the host. So we managed to kill the summon, and when we finally catch up to the host, surprise surprise, it's quit. What do guys? We know we've got that special emote reserved for quitters, we give him the old point down and we put this invasion to an end. It's so sad, I don't know why people quit. There's no point, you may as well just fight. Take the loss if you're going to lose, but don't quit. I invade this duo down in the tunnels, and right from the off it's clear that they want to take me on one by one. I think the first guy is a light roll abuser, but you know, in a small space like this, it weren't too much of an issue. I usually can't stand light rollers, but like I said, there weren't much room for him to actually roll away in this little tight space. So it's manageable, and it actually turns out to be quite a good little fight. We get the kill on him there with the flaming strike on the Highland axe. The flaming strike is just such a good Ash of War. Honestly guys, it's so reliable. I'm sure you all know by now, but it does so much damage. It's good against groups, it's good against solo players. It's just a super good Ash of War. If you can fit it onto a build, any build, it can really go on numerous different types of builds and not be out of place. You really won't go wrong with the flaming strike. And this is the last invasion of the video, guys. I've had a real fun time putting this one together. I think the War Goblin was my 3rd or 4th build I ever made. You know, I've had him a long time, he holds a special place in my heart. The War Goblin mask, I think it's the Omen Killer mask, you know, is the icon for my YouTube channel. You know, this War Goblin, this character, like I say, he just has a special place in my heart. Anyway guys, I'm going to go and get my feet up and relax for a bit. I don't know if you can tell by my voice throughout the video, I've actually been quite ill over the last couple of days. But I think I'm just coming to the end of it now, so hopefully over the next day or two I'll be right as rain. Can I just ask again guys, if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're still pushing towards that big magical 1000 sub mark, so every sub counts. Anyway guys, you lot enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, have fun whatever you're doing, look after yourselves, look after each other, take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.